thought I'd record another podcast episode because I was going to write a blog post for my blog www.babyyou'rearichman.co.uk, but then I decided it was just easier, it felt easier to just talk, so to do a podcast episode instead. So I decided to do that. I created both so that I'd have space to talk about my feelings and express myself, because I know that sounds weird. Well, it doesn't sound weird, but I know it sounds a bit self-indulgent. But I spent so much time when I was younger not talking. Like, I bottled everything up. I was very quiet throughout my adolescence. It was very complicated, and it was different forms of mental illness. But I had social anxiety, I had anorexia, I had anxiety, I had depression at times, I had body dysmorphia at times, and on top of that, my diagnosis now is schizophrenia, which is confusing in itself because we were originally told it was psychosis, or an episode of psychosis that I'd had, and now it's under the umbrella term schizophrenia. So I don't know what to make of that. It sounds a bit more permanent than psychosis. I don't know why. But it's roughly, I think I don't know, I think schizophrenia involves episodes of psychosis, I don't know. But I'm on medication, I'm on antipsychotics and antidepressants for my various mental health issues. Sorry, I thought I heard something. So yeah, I was told by my nurse that they think some of the issues that I presented when I was younger, to do with image and body image and stuff, could have been a form of schizophrenia that presents in younger people, and it's been put down as an identity disorder on my notes, because that's what I thought it was. I'm pretty sure I had dissociative identity disorder when I was younger. I don't anymore. I don't think that's something, that requires attention or medication or anything. I think I'm pretty much myself these days, which is nice, and it's more than nice. It's amazing to feel like yourself when you felt like your whole life you're pretending to be someone you're not, or trying to fit into boxes, or impress people, or be something that you thought other people wanted you to be, and then all of a sudden that weight is off your shoulders and you can breathe better, and you get healthier, because I developed an autoimmune condition, and there's this quote, I think I've said it before, but it's when one is pretending the entire body revolts. So basically, I think because I was constantly attacking myself mentally, my body and my immune system turned on itself as well and started to attack itself. So I think that's the connection I made between mind and body, and that's why I think I got the autoimmune disorder. So yeah, it's all quite complicated, and it's all in my blog and here and my books, and sometimes in my music. Like, I write about my experiences and my mental health problems and relationships and stuff. So yeah, I'm not, but I've titled, because when I record a podcast episode you have to give it a title, and I've titled this one Not Happy, because I'm just not happy at the moment, and that was part of what I was going to talk about, was that I just feel quite down, a bit miserable, and that's okay. Like, everybody says that it's okay not to be okay, and it can't always be like you're in a great mood and stuff. But yeah, I often try and present that way, like post the highlights and not post behind the scenes. So what I've been trying to do recently is, when I post photos of myself, because I post a lot of photos of myself, mostly because I think I look better in photos at the moment than in person, so I'm quite self-conscious of how I look in person, so I'd rather people see photos of me, and because I think I look okay in the photos and not in person, I post a lot of photos. But it's not a great habit to get into. I'm trying to break it, or slowly make changes. So like some of the photos I have taken without a filter recently, so I'm quite proud of myself for that, and I've posted them. I don't think I look great without a filter, but I don't think I look terrible. I think, they are what they are. Obviously, you're going to look better with a filter, that's the point of the filter. But it's so damaging, and you get used to yourself that way with the filter on, especially if you use it like every day or constantly. So yeah, I think one of the reasons I'm not happy is because... Oh, hang on. Sorry, about that. That was another interruption. But forgotten what I was saying now. Oh yeah, one of the reasons I'm not happy is because I feel like my music isn't performing that well and things like that. Like my latest single hasn't done particularly well. But these things happen, and you have to accept knockbacks and like failure and stuff, and keep your mood up anyway. And I know that there are people out there who listen to my music because I get all the stats. So it's not like nobody's listening to it. There's quite a few, but it's just not as much as I would like. That sounds like such a stupid thing to be worried about, but I get obsessed about like numbers and stuff sometimes. So I don't know. Just generally, I feel a bit down. I think the schizophrenia diagnosis was a bit of a weird one at one point. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there because I've covered quite a lot in this episode. I think I need to become more comfortable with talking about the identity disorder because I still don't feel comfortable talking about it. And that's the whole point I set up the blog, and that's the whole point I set up the podcast, was that I had a space to talk about it, where I could talk freely and express myself and get it off my chest. Because writing has always been a way for me to feel heard and get things off my chest, but I did write the books, and I still wasn't done. So I decided to do the blog and the podcast. But yeah, I still don't feel comfortable talking about it. I feel awkward talking about it. I feel like people will make fun of me. I feel like people will find it weird that I felt like I had this alter ego or this second identity that I gave a name. I didn't give the name until I was on the psychiatric ward and it was all over. So it's not like she was named the whole time. I just knew there was something weird about what I was doing, but I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't name it. I just didn't know what was happening to me. And that's how a lot of my mental illnesses felt as a child, because my issues started when I was 12 with the anorexia. So it all feels out of your hands. It all feels terrifying. It all feels like I don't know what's happening to me. It's really scary, and I don't want other people to feel like that. So a lot of the reason I talk about things so much is because I think, we need to start conversations, and we need to talk about the things that we think are weird about us, because there might be other people going through the same thing, and it's painful, and it's less painful if you talk about it. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. I hope someone out there feels less alone listening to this, and I hope it reaches people that need it. Samaritans is 116123, I think. I will just check that. And I do know it off by heart, but because I'm rambling, I'm just panicking that it's not that. So Samaritans. This is not the helpline. Oh, come on. Maybe I should have typed in Samaritans helpline. That would have helped. this doesn't work, I give up. 116-123, and it's free. So that's the Samaritans helpline, for anyone that needs it. Thank you for listening.